Long ago, before the roads were smooth and before town lights outshone the stars, there lived a woman whose beauty was spoken of before her name was known. Her name was Nyawira. Nyawira was not only beautiful, she was striking. Curvy and full like ripe harvest gourds, her skin glowed the way rain-polished stones glow by the riverbank. When she walked, heads turned. When she laughed, silence followed. Even the birds seemed to pause to listen. But Nyawira knew this, and she loved it. Every morning before the sun had climbed over the hills, she would rise and sit before a small mirror polished smooth with ash and care. She mixed ochre and oil for her lips, ground charcoal for her eyes, and braided her hair with beads that clicked softly like whispered praise. Her dresses were always clean, flowing and bright, colors that did not belong to the dusty paths of the village. Nyawira did not dress for the village. She dressed against it. The village of Gatundu Ridge was poor but peaceful. The people tilled their land, shared food when times were hard, and helped each other build huts, raise children, and bury the dead. It was not a village of riches, but it was a village of belonging. Nyawira wanted none of that. She despised the cracked feet of farmers, the smell of smoke on clothes, the sound of laughter that came too easily without money. She hated the way the villagers greeted one another like equals. In her heart, Nyawira believed she was more. "I was not born for this place," she often said, lifting her chin. "I was meant for silk, not sisal, for perfumes, not firewood, for a man who counts coins, not goats." Many young men came to her hut. There was Kamau, whose hands were strong from farming and whose smile was gentle. He brought her yams and honey. There was Mutizo, a skilled carpenter, who promised to build her the finest house in the village. There was Karanja, quiet and thoughtful, who spoke of partnership and respect. Nyawira rejected them all. "Your hands are rough," she told one. "Your dreams are too small," she told another. "I will not suffer with a poor man," she said loudly, so others could hear. The village women warned her. "Beauty fades," said old Mama Wanjiru. "Marriage is not only about wealth," said another. "A woman who looks down will one day stumble," said the eldest. Nyawira laughed. "I will marry a man from town," she declared. "A man with shoes that shine and money that speaks, not these village boys who smell of soil." And so she waited. One season, a stranger arrived. He came riding in a vehicle that growled like a restless animal. His clothes were fine, his watch heavy, his shoes clean. He introduced himself as Mr. Barasa, a trader from the city who dealt in land and goods. The village buzzed. Nyawira's heart leapt. This was the man she had been waiting for. She welcomed him with her finest dress and brightest smile. She laughed at his jokes, praised his success, and spoke ill of the village, just as he did. "These villagers are simple," he said. "Yes," Nyawira replied eagerly. "They are small-minded." Mr. Barasa was impressed, not by her kindness, but by her ambition. He admired how she distanced herself from her people, how she wanted more at any cost. Soon, he asked her to leave with him. "I will take you to the city," he promised. "You will live well." Nyawira did not say goodbye to the village. She did not thank her mother. She did not greet the elders. She did not look back. The city was loud, fast, and bright. At first, Nyawira felt she had arrived at her destiny. Tall buildings, mirrors everywhere, dresses finer than she had ever imagined. Mr. Barasa bought her gifts and paraded her like proof of his success. But slowly, things changed. Mr. Barasa was rarely home. When he was impatient. When Nyawira asked questions, he reminded her who paid the bills. You wanted a rich man, he said coldly. This is the price. In the city, no one greeted her warmly. No one shared food. No one cared if she was lonely. Her beauty was admired, but it was also competed with. Everywhere she went, there were younger women, louder women, women just as beautiful and less demanding. And one day, without warning, Mr. Barasa left. He took the car. He took the money. He left her in a small room with unpaid rent and unanswered questions. Nyawira returned to Gatundu Ridge years later. Her dresses were worn. Her mirror was gone. Her eyes no longer sparkled with pride. The village had changed too, but not the way she had imagined. Kamau had become a respected elder. Mutiso owned a thriving workshop. Karanja had built a school. The village was still poor, but it was strong. Nyawira stood at the edge of the ridge, ashamed. She expected rejection. Instead, Mama Wanjiru approached her. You have come home, the old woman said simply. Nyawira wept. For the first time in her life, she bowed her head, not to poverty, but to humility. She learned again how to live among people. She learned that dignity does not come from money alone. She learned that ambition without respect is a lonely road. And though her beauty had softened with time, something deeper grew within her, wisdom. Nyawira learned that a woman who despises her roots will find no shade when the sun burns her. Ambition is good, but pride blinds. And true wealth is not who you rise above, but who you remember when you rise.